Hello, welcome to For the Life of Me, and this is how I got stuck on a mountain for days in a cabin. So starting off, we just coming out of COVID time. We're like at the end of 2020 here, and we've actually scheduled a vacation for our Christmas time because that's when my dad was off of work and my family wants to go down to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area and stay in a cabin. And we chose this beautiful cabin up in the mountains. You have a good view, and it's a decent trek up there, not super too far out. It's pretty much on the cliff. So, yeah, if anything crazy happens, things could go kind of crazy on a mountain. So, here's how we got stranded. So, we're coming home from events on Friday night. We go to an Asian restaurant and get some food. And man, did we have to go to the bathroom afterward. I'll keep that out of the story, but after that, we see these snowflakes coming down, which is kind of odd for late December. Not super odd, but it is kind of uncommon down there to get snow. They probably get it like, I don't know, a couple times a year, not very often. And it's been unusually cold while we're down there, and so they projected some snow, and it snowed. And so we start going up to our cabin afterward because we're done for the day. And there we have we are going up a bunch of hills, and all of a sudden we're going up a hill. It is quite large, and we see all these cars are like stranded on the edge here. And all of a sudden, we're slipping on ice. Because we're further up in the mountains, so it's a little more frozen down there than it would be in the town of Pigeon Forge area. It's kind of what happens in the mountains. But we're stranded there, and us kids, we're freaking out because how are we going to get up to our cabin? We're like quite a ways from it yet. Not like super duper far, but somewhat of a ways. And me and my bros, we kind of freaking out. My dad and my mom trying to figure things out. And things are not working. And we finally make the decision. Okay, we can't really go back down the mountain, can we? Because all of our stuff is up at the cabin. So we have to go all the way back up to our cabin. But how? The only way we're going to do that is by walking. And so we decide to carry all of our stuff that's in our van. It's not a ton, but it is some. And we carry it all the way back up to our cabin. I don't know exactly how far it was, probably about a mile or so up that way, maybe more, maybe less, give or take. So once we get there, we're settling down. It continues to snow that Thursday night, or Friday night actually, sorry. And we're like, okay, we don't know what we're gonna do. So we just chill. I don't remember exactly what we did that night, but we're just waiting. Now, come Saturday morning, we are not quite... it's still quite frozen up there. And I believe that's the day that... I don't remember. One of the days we had a power outage. I think maybe both nights, actually. So we had a power outage that night, came back at a decent amount of time. So we go about our day. We call some people. We try to figure out how to get down, because our reservation for the cabin is pretty much done. I think it ended on that Saturday then. And we know we can't get out because, okay, so that day, my dad travels down to the van to get some stuff. And he travels a little bit farther past to figure out where it has melted maybe and where it hasn't yet. And it was still quite frozen, so we can't leave. And we continue to chill in the cabin. And I believe it was the second morning. I can't really remember. It was a Thursday night. I'm sorry that we got snowed in. Sorry. So that was the Friday. Moving on to the Saturday. I wake up in the middle of the night, realize again there's no power. And my mom and dad, they're out there in the early morning and they're like praying, because I am religious, so we praying that the Lord would give us our power back by 9. And around 8:20, our power comes back. Which was kind of... I didn't see the prayer, but it was kind of astonishing that happened. And then my dad goes down again on the Saturday, and he's like, yeah, it's quite a bit more melted. It's pretty much melted almost to the van. It's still not quite there yet. So, again, we wait another day. Moving on to Sunday morning. I don't remember if my dad made a third trek or not. My guess is he didn't. But we start packing in the morning to take all of our stuff from our cabin and somehow carry it all down to the van, which is quite a ways down there. Like I said, I would expect it would have been about a mile or so. So we're all going down, and another prayer that we had is when we made this trek that there would be someone with a truck to pick us up and take us to our destination, to the van. And we're struggling on a hill. Can't hardly get up because there's still ice on it. And lo and behold, there's a truck that comes by and offers to help us to our vehicle. It does feel like it was definitely an answer to prayer. I'm not saying you have to believe what I believe, but it answered the prayer, and it was pretty insane. So we're getting down there, and we get up that hill. On the other side of the hill is our vehicle. And they get us to that point, and we are finally able to drive our vehicle all the way down the mountain, and we leave the city, and finally, late, we're able to make it back home later that night. So, if you're ever wondering, has anyone else been stranded on a mountain during their vacation? Yes, it's happened to us and countless other people who were there at the time. So, yep, there are some other details that I probably missed, but that's about the gist of the story. I'll see you in the next one.